Hey people, welcome back to the Becoming series, exploring the deep truths and the principles that will enable you become everything you were created to be and do. So, let me pray for you. I want to pray for you, right? And here's my prayer. I pray that the eyes of your understanding may be enlightened, may be opened, so that you may know the hope to which He has called you. Did I get an amen or what? Okay, so that's actually an extract from the scripture in the book of Ephesians. Paul, the great apostle Paul, was actually praying for these set of people, the Ephesians. And this prayer was very unique, right? He said, I pray that the eyes of your understanding may be opened, which is really what the context of this particular episode is all about. I titled it The Eyes of Your Mind. And it is a direct reference to that prayer of Paul's. Now, what does it mean? So let's start with what Paul is actually talking about. He said the eyes of your understanding. He is praying for the eyes of the understanding to be opened. Why? So that they may know the hope to which he called you, he there being God. So let's look at it this way. When God created you, and we've talked about this several times in the course of our discussions here on becoming, when he created you for a purpose, right? He created you on purpose, and he created you for a purpose, which is why you are designed in a particular way. You have a particular temperament, you have your likes and dislikes, you have things that move you and things that don't, right? Because all of this is by design. So when he was creating you, he created you for a purpose. Now that purpose is something that he wants and that he is really hoping you would come to realize before you come to the end of your time here on earth, right? He is hoping that you would come to him and you would get what it is because he's the only person that knows it in the true specificity, right? In the completeness of whatever it is. He's the only person that knows it, that has that information, and he's ready to give it to you when you come to ask, right? But if you don't come to him to ask, the best you can do is, just sort of look at your life and ask people maybe the things that you're good at, and you try your best to, you know, work it out and try and analyze it. But odds are that you wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it. You may come close, but you wouldn't get the true specificity because that is only found in your manufacturer, in God, right? So Paul said, God is hoping. Now, where do the eyes of your understanding come in? It means that this thing that God is hoping for, the purpose for which He created you for, the thing that He wants you to do, is only something that you can grasp, not through your physical eyes, but through the eyes of your understanding. Now, that of course is a literary, technique, right? When they say the eyes of your understanding, understanding is not human, right? But it means that if you've heard of this concept of the inner eye, right, or your mind, when your mind grasps something, when it comes into a knowing of something, it really causes things to happen, right? So when you come into that knowing, that's what it means for the eyes of your understanding to be opened. Now, what does mind have to do with understanding? It is because you understand with your mind, and your mind, um your subconscious mind, is actually who you are. When we talk about as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. That is the subconscious mind. So that is your understanding, the seat of your will, the seat of everything that you do, right? When you exercise your will, when you say you do something, when you decide to do something, all of that is embedded in your subconscious mind, right? But if your subconscious mind, excuse me, if your true mind has not been enlightened, in other words, if it hasn't come to the revelation of something, we've talked about revelation, right? Something was there all along, but you couldn't see it because it was blocked from your understanding. Now, for as long as your mind hasn't grasped this, for as long as whatever is standing between your mind and the thing you're supposed to know, right, is still there, you won't have the revelation, you won't have the true understanding, you won't have the insight. The eyes of your mind won't see it. But the minute something is revealed to you, then your understanding grasps it. And that is what Paul was saying, that the eyes of your mind, the eyes of your understanding may be enlightened. Because for as long as it is not enlightened, it means you're in darkness. Darkness doesn't mean when the lights go out. It actually means ignorance. it means ignorance. Light means knowledge. So when you know it, when you come to the revelation of it, that is when the eyes of your mind are open to see everything, all the beautiful things, all the great things that is connected with that thing, which is really the main purpose of your life. So Paul is saying, and I'm saying, and we're praying that the eyes of your mind, that the eyes of your understanding may be opened. Once you get that, once your mind is opened, then you will see the true beauty of your life. Hope this helps somebody out there. Peace.